I'm outside Raheny Football Club where carloads of kids are about to start arriving for Saturday football practice. I'm going to talk to their coach, John Fitzgerald, about why he thinks it's important for kids to remain active in sport.
I was very young when I started. I was very interested in football. My father died when I was very young, so it was very hard for kids like my age to become interested. And the only thing that was there really when I was growing up was football. We played it on the streets, and then it graduated from say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then joining a team. I started playing Gaelic football first, hurling, and then when we could afford a television, I started looking at soccer. Really liked the game and decided to play it, and we played it on the streets for a long, long time. When we started out first, I was one of the first to do it within the club. And also too, we built this club ourselves. So it's all to do with community basically, getting kids interested, getting kids off the streets, starting them very young. And just to go back when I started 15 years ago, the emphasis was on the older players. And we had very few schoolboy teams, very few younger teams. And you saw the age groups today when you were looking at them. Now they're 5 and 6 year olds. I was coaching here for about 3 years, and then I left because the emphasis wasn't on the kids. It was more, the money was all being ploughed into the senior teams. I got a call about 4 or 5 years ago from the chairman saying, John, would you like to take over the academy for kids, 5 and 6 year olds? I said I would. It's what I've always wanted to do. So it started from there. We're 5 years on the road. We've 11, 12 teams now playing at under 10, under 8s, under 7s. And basically what happens is we have 5 year olds and 6 year old kids. The 5 year olds stay for 2 years in the academy, then go play football at under 7. They're handed over to another coach. We always stay within the academy. The structure is there now, and the building of the club is much more on a solid foundation because of it, My feelings on it are that if you have kids from a young age, it's a healthy experience for them. Not only in the body, but in the mind as well. They learn discipline, they learn how to help their mates out, not only on the pitch, but then it sort of goes into life as well. And we hope to build, because the club is such a good structure now, that kids do remain, and we hope to keep them. But unfortunately, in Dublin and around the country, you have teams that cherry pick players. In other words, they look for the best. We don't. We don't throw anybody aside. We accept all children, male and female, and hopefully within the club then they will stick with the club. It doesn't matter if they play or not. Become a member of the club, contribute to something else.
Give me a look at the lovely face. That's not beautiful. Put a big lovely face on.
And now it's mobile phones, game consoles, everything now, and obesity now. I mean, you've seen it in the papers. I mean, the percentage of kids now, not in Dublin, but in the whole of the country, that are now clinically obese or overweight is terrible. And this is what we offer. So if parents want to send their children down here, it doesn't matter if they can play football or not. At least they're out in the air, at least they're kicking around, at least they're getting exercise. I coached older children and adults, and it's like driving, I suppose. You get bad habits. So older kids get bad habits. So it's very hard to get the bad habits away. I mean, younger kids are open, they listen. Even though 5 and 6 year olds sometimes, I don't know how teachers do it sometimes because, their attention span is very, very small. But if they're enjoying it, as you saw today, there was games, there was a bit of football, and as long as kids enjoy it, I enjoy it. And also too, as I said, there is a sense of discipline involved in it as well. And also too, the camaraderie as well. They get shy kids out of their little shells and make them better people, I suppose,
I don't know where you are. Did you get everybody?
How are you? Enjoying it? I see it. Take care. Stop whinging. Right here.
right now. Right now. Put your cap on.